Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I'm Whelpcakes, you're watching 949 Sim Racing Community. We're getting ready for round 2 of the 949 GT Sprint Series at Monza. Hanging out in the booth with me. It's not a Wednesday, but he's hanging out with me nevertheless. Mr. Chris McNickle from Scrubs Go Racing, Ravens Reptiles. He's going to be piloting the Audi R8. How are you doing tonight, Chris?
I'm doing all right. It's been a long day, but I'm ready to get into this and set some consistent laps here around Monza.
Fantastic. So we got the free practice session up and running already. We're going to get switched over to that real quick. J Rose, again, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Hope you enjoy the race. Let's get you guys switched over. Oh, I just noticed that my cameras are messed up. Fix those real quick.
Only the highest of quality here at 949 Sim Racing.
I'm telling you, man. The thing is that you guys can laugh at my inability to get things right from stream to stream, but do you know a commentator that juggles more things in a stream?
Not even real commentators.
That said, I'm totally joking. There's probably people that do more than me. I'm just having fun. I just wanted to get the set up for the...
Yeah, but you're the only one that does it in an American time slot.
I'm the only one that does an American... I'm the only American juggling on Twitch.
Yeah, you're the only American on ACC, full stop.
That's it. That's it. Like let it be known. Whelpcakes, 949 Sim Racing Community. Only American on Twitch right now.
You're just the only American. That you don't need to finish that sentence because that is the statement.
What it is I am the American. Like you guys didn't know this or not, but I was the American on what was it? Top Gear.
Top Gear. Would you say that you are the Senate?
No, I would not. So, hang on a minute. How many people do we have in this grid so far? We got 36 loaded in. 36. We did have 50 registered for this race. So we'll see if we get the full 50. But Monza, we've only got we got one sprint race. Let me check it out real quick. So we got one sprint race, and then I believe if I'm not mistaken, next week is pit precision at a track to be determined. So the drivers voted at the end of round 1, which was Silverstone, and the choices were between Monza, Spa, and Barcelona. Monza was the winner. So that's how it works in 949 for Season 8. We're doing dealer's choice, so the drivers are going to get to pick from 3 tracks at the end of each race. 50 for Monza. I know, it's going to be great. What's up, Matt? What's up, Shy Guy? How are you guys doing? Blaine Hall pumping in a 49.432. Now, he got placed in Division 2. So Blaine Hall, Al Truitt on Twitch, also races in New World Sim Racing in their Pint Series.
And SRO.
Oh, he does race in SRO.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, he's qualifying. Did he race last year?
I don't know if he did last year, but he is in the qualifier for SRO, and he's currently slated to make it to the grid, but there's still a month left in that qualifier. So
yeah. So Mr. Blaine Hall is going to be a wild card entry for tonight. So the way it works, folks, is that if we have people that can't make it due to real-world commitments, that kind of thing, they can basically give up their slot for a race, and then we do an all-call from the reserve list for a wild card entry. And Blaine Hall is going to be one of the wild card entries. I believe we also have I believe Mason Hall was another entry. I'm trying to figure out who else. I can actually pull it up in Sprint Chat real quick because I believe that popped up in Sprint Chat. We've got. I'm going to try and say that correctly. I believe that is Prithvi Venkat, Mason Hart, Blaine Hall, and Rogerio Santos. So 2 Division 4 drivers, 1 Division 2 driver, and 1 Division 3 driver slotted in for wildcard entries into round 2. We got 26 minutes, 30 seconds left in free practice.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Blaine's on that cusp like I am, where he could be Div 1 or Div 2. It just depends on the track.
Track, and then I mean, he's an Audi main. I've never seen him drive anything but an Audi.
Same. Just imagine what I could do if I actually stuck with a car, right?
You're pretty quick in the Audi right now. I think you've plugged enough laps in with the Audi where I feel like you've got kind of that figured out. But
yeah, well,
you know.
I also primarily use the Audi in other sims as well. So.
Real quick, what I want to do, let's pull up the Zoom real fast and then switch over to the browser tab real quick and pull up those division point totals for the season so far. Now, we're not pulling that information from SRO, or not SRO, SRGP, because the way it combines everybody together in the series, it kind of puts them all together in one sheet, and you can't really sort or separate. So what we've done in this is Chris PK contributed a lot of this, but let me actually switch over real quick. I think this will work. Let's see. Yeah, cool. All right. So in Division 1, Luke Southall on top. Both him and Josh McKean, P1, P2 in Division 1. They're basically picking up where they left off from last season. Sean Piner from Crazy Rabbits Racing in the Porca, getting into top 3 for Div 1. Sean has made so many improvements in the last 2 seasons that we've seen him. Volkan Bakirdan for Volkan Sim Racing Community, 4th on Division 1 with 24 points, and Ed Kerstetter with 949 and 5th. That's the tail of the tape, Division 1. Division 2, Matt Menning. I believe Matt changed. I can't remember what team Matt has changed to. I need to look that up. But Matt Menning, pretty quick in the Aston, putting in a good finish at Silverstone to take top place in Division 2. Kevin Blanchett in the Lexus, 28 points in 2nd, and Peter Greaves putting in a really solid showing for ProtoCharge SimSport in the McLaren. Then we got Gingy and Brandon Meyer, and I think Gingy actually had to pull out of the series, if I remember correctly, which is unfortunate. I hope to see him again. Wish him the best. He's a super good guy, part of Crazy Rabbits family, like really good dude. So that'll probably move Brandon Meyer up to 4th and Luciano Yads for Madhouse in 5th. And Luciano has really made improvements because he's probably been at least like 4 or 5 different seasons with us total. So that's a good improvement from Luciano. Division 3, Brevin Yesk on top with 30 points. Will Bruner, he's in the, I think he's the lone AMG Evo on track with 28 points. Will Campbell, Lateral G with 26 points. Chemo Sith for Crazy Rabbits in 4th with 24 points. And Paula Brady for Scrubs Go Racing in 5th with 22 points. Division 4, we got Tyler Kozlakis and JQ at the top, 30 and 28 points respectively. Brett Kolb with 26 points, Corey Appleby with 24 points, and Justin Beachley rounds out the top 5 of Division 4. And, real quick, let me switch it up real fast. Let me open up a different tab, because Patty actually sent me the leaderboards for the team championship. Let's go ahead and get those pulled up. I mean, I think I can do that. Let's try this.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally can handle it.
I mean, it won't bother me if you can't, because it was a pretty bad showing for my team last week.
Oh, there we go. All right, that's one. I'm doing this manually, folks. Apologies. We don't have a nice, neat little scene for these yet. So give me a moment.
He's doing it live.
I'm doing it live. I mean, we're gonna make it happen so you guys can get the information that you want to see before we go into round 2 of the 949 GT Sprint Series Season 8 Dealer's Choice Monza. So let's start from the bottom. So new entry. We did pick up John Ezra as a permanent slot in the league. I think Tanner Rogers as well. So Tritium Racing has a permanent entry on the list after picking up 2 reserve slots for the league permanently. And then from P11 down to P20, we got Volkan and Felix Hacker in Peppa's Boat. The SimSport Honda solo entry of Zach Patterson with 44 points. Firelight Esports, we got Will Bruner and Brad Sievers, 43 points. SGR, Eeyore and the Tigers, Paula Brady and James Brown, 42 points. And Crazy Rabbit Silver, that's Chemo Sith and Muff with 41 points. Let's jump over to the top 10 in the team standings. ProtoCharge SimSport Alpha. Not shocking, Luke Southall part of that duo. Nick Gonzalez has actually been pretty quick this season, too, 91 points. 949 Red, Joseph Kostovich, Ed Kerstetter with 89 points in second. Crazy Rabbits Gold, Sean Piner and Gingy. I'm kind of interested to see if they're going to try and make a swap or how that's going to work, because they had some really good points going into it. It'd be really interesting to see if Sean gets linked up with someone else. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. ProtoCharge SimSport, Pete Squared. We got Pete Hutchings and Peter Greaves, homeschool racer on Twitch. 81 points for 4th place. And Sky High Beaver Motorsport, Kevin Blanchett and Will Campbell with 74 points. That rounds out your top 5 in the team standings. So with that, let's switch back over to the main screen. Apologies for not looking at chat for a little bit. I was focused mostly on the site. How's it going, Meaty? Huff, how are you doing, sir? Hope you and the Box 3 folks are doing all right. Anybody interested in checking those guys out? There's the link to their Discord. Hope you're doing well, man. What's up, Cole Hawks? How's the track feel, Chris?
The track is not super grippy right now, honestly. It definitely seems like this weekend's going to really be harsh on the tires despite it being Monza. There's not a whole lot of mechanical grip, so we're going to be graining the tires pretty hard.
It's going to be very interesting. Looking forward to it. We got 40 cars on grid right now with 18 minutes, 30 seconds. Still got 10 of the registrants to show up. Gotta slam some coffee from one of my favorite coffee mugs. A Mega Man.
Time for that coffee sound effect.
Yeah. Oh man, there's that Crazy Rabbits Racing M4 livery.
It's coffee time.
Oh man, I need to check, is Muff in the right car this time? I mean, he had to register himself, so I hope so. So, real sorry last week getting Muff in the wrong car, but he was a good sport about it. Still rolled the Bentley around Silverstone.
If he's in the wrong car now, he can only blame himself, right?
Brandon Meyer in that Turn 1 NA Pro M4 teamed up with Dan Tazaro, I believe, is the other NA Pro entry. Yeah. It's Brandon and Tez.
And Tez is currently top of the timetable.
Cole Hawks, what Turn 1 teammate do you have? You're on your own? Man, there needs we need more Alexis representation in this league, I feel.
You're not a fanboy. You're just passionate, right?
So how do I pronounce that? Is that LD Turn 1 Ugly Duckling here? I don't know why that modded you. LD, I've seen you before, but I can never pronounce your name. Dusoswa? I hope I said that right. Oh, Lawrence. Okay. Yeah, man, I've seen you do your reviews and stuff on BSim Racing, man. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
Unfortunately, Phil, I'm going to have to head down to the driver's briefing. Good luck calling this. It should be pretty intense, and it should make for a good show.
Man, Chris, thank you so much for doing it, man. I'm really looking forward to the next episode of At the Line. We've got to figure out a time to get together and get that going. But, yeah, good luck. See you on the other side. All right. James Brown, member of the Scrubs Go Racing family in the Maka. Thank you for the follow, Lawrence. Really appreciate it, man. We got Blaine Hall. The wild card entry, Division 2 material. Let's pull up that picture-in-picture and see if we can get some
Ask any
interesting
racer,
shots
any
here.
racer.
As soon as I actually put it on the right camera.
An inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Anytime. It's nearly midnight here, so I won't hang around too long. Oh, no problem, Lawrence, man. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Really appreciate it. Blaine is racing. He's a wild card entry for tonight. What we do, for the folks at home that don't know, when we have registrants in the league that are actually in the official divisions, and they can't make it, he has it's not broken. He has like a ligament problem in his wrist. He goes through a lot of physical therapy on it. He'd actually raced with 949 a couple times, and then I'm trying to think of what else. Races with New World Sim. He's just kind of he can't really use it a lot. So actually he's been getting really big into doing speed running. I've been watching him do like Final Fantasy VIII type stuff. It's pretty cool. But so it looks like the drivers are going to be in the pit for the briefing. Let's actually switch over real fast. I want to pull up some more information for the season. Oh, nice. I didn't even realize this, but Patty actually has the team championship up on the website now. So if you do !site, you'll get the 949.racing site, the GT3 Sprint Series page, and we've got the information about registration, the calendar, and information related to the team championship right up on the site. For the folks that don't know, Season 8, it's dealer's choice. At the end of every race, the driver... Making hybrid cars again? I don't think I know what you mean. Hybrid cars again? You gotta help me out, Patty. You got an ace on your head? I mean, it's a good card. I mean, unless it's a 1, unless you count it as a 1. So with dealer's choice, at the end of every race, the drivers get to pick. There's a poll for the registrants. They get to select the next round, the track. Now, the thing that's fixed, and I can actually pull this up right now. Let me do that real fast. Here we go. So if you look, here, let me get that out of the way. So, at least I thought I could. So if you'll look, the dates, the times, the weather, the format, that's all fixed. The thing that is kind of up for selection is the actual track itself. So at the end of the race, drivers get a poll. They've got 3 tracks to select from. Round 1, Silverstone was the winner. Round 2, they had a choice between Monza, Spa, and Barcelona. They chose Monza. So we're going to be doing a 1-hour sprint around Monza, Autodromo Internacional. And it's going to be a pretty good race. It's a pretty stacked field. We got 50 registrants. It's going to be a lot of fun. At the end of this race, they'll get another 3 tracks to pick from, and that'll be the selection for our pit precision event. Our pit precision event, for folks that don't know, it is a I believe it still counts as an hour sprint, but we have kind of different pit requirements for that one. It's going to require a kind of a double pit stop. So it's a 60-minute race, qualification being 20 minutes split between the divisions. No pit window, but 2 required stops. Liter of fuel will be required, fixed refueling timer, tire sets are unlimited and optional. And that's kind of the format that we'll be seeing next week. But today, we're doing our bread and butter, the 1-hour sprint format. Pit stops will be open a minute and a half after the race starts and close a minute and a half after the race ends. There is 1 pit stop that is required, 1 liter of fuel required, fixed fueling, so 25 seconds. So when you go in the pit stops, you're going to be sitting there for 25 seconds regardless. Tire sets are optional. It's an extra 5 seconds. That's kind of the long and the short of it. Zap, how's it going, man? Eric, Trackalicious, exclamation point TSR in chat. The Trackalicious Sim Racing guys are actually going to have a GT4 event, part of their Winter Championship tonight. We'll be sending it over to them after the race. We got a lot of friends from 949 that kick it with Trackalicious on Thursday nights for the GT4 stuff. Just waiting for the driver briefing to wrap up, and then we're going to be good to go to. We'll probably have some time left to finish out free practice. I'll move the camera around and let you guys see a little bit more of the action on track. Thank you guys again so much for coming out tonight to hang out with us. I'm Whelpcakes. This is 949 Sim Racing Community. We're getting ready for round 2. Monza. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see, 44 on track. The quali hasn't started yet. Hopefully we'll get the full grid. I'm still waiting for that full 50. Gotten 48 the last 2 weeks. I'm waiting for that full 50. I want the full fat experience. Just looking through data. Oh, we also do have our pit wall telemetry up for anybody that's interested. Actually, I need to change this link. We still have the second server up when we used to run 2 servers, but the first server will still be active. You just got home, Welt? All right. You were like talking on your phone, like typing on your phone while driving home from work? Don't answer that. Oh yeah. Couple of other news items. There will be another round of the World GT Endurance Series with Tora, exclamation point World GT. It's part of the Online Racing Association. Be sure and check them out. They're modeling their series after the Intercontinental GT Series from SRO. But yeah, they've got a race this Saturday. I believe it is 2.5 hours of Bathurst. Yeah. So definitely check that out. Also, exclamation point Enduro in chat if you want to participate in the Trackalicious 949 Winter Endurance Championship. We got another round coming up in March 12th, I think it is. Nürburgring, I believe, is the next track. Should be a lot of fun. Man, you know what I actually want to do? I actually want to hop in. Turn autopilot off. Blaine Hall, second on the timesheets right now. Division 2 wild card my foot. I can't believe people believe that he's a Division 2. They were fooled. Man, let me tell you guys, look at this. So we do have enough people at Monza to where they're doubling up on the pit slots. But man, look at some of these custom liveries. Seeing a lot of doubled up cars. But there's Corey Appleby. I believe he's in the Tag Heuer Porsche tonight. Scrubs Go Racing entry right there. Both the Scrubs Go Racing cars in the same pit box. That's kind of interesting. Crazy Rabbits Racing. Got, I believe that's Coasty in the 949 Maka. We got the Volkan Porsche merged with the Karimba Bimba Maka. Yeah, we're just going to look and get as much of these liveries as we can while they're winding down. There's that turn 1 NA BMW, man. Tez, that's such a pretty car. Scrubs Go Racing. I believe that's Adam State.
Ask any racer.
In the Scrubs Go Racing Audi. There's another Tag Heuer
It don't matter
Porsche.
if you win by an
That's the number 9 car. That's Tyler Kozlakis. There's
Winning.
JQ in the 21. He's running in Emil Frey colors. For this one, there's a Firelight AMG. That's Mr. Will Bruner. There's the Sky High Motorsports Maka. Mr. Will Campbell. Homeschool Racer in the ProtoCharge Maka. And there's Paula Brady. This is one of the newer liveries. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this one a little bit. Just real pretty stuff, man. The artists that we've got that contribute to the community, just good stuff. There's Luciano Yads in one of the classic, the digital camo Madhouse Racing. Man, I miss those guys. The Monte Carlo Wonder Bread Maka. I love it. It's good stuff. There's Shane Rees in the 950 for 949 UK. The Red Horse Lambo. And Nick Gonzalez in the ProtoCharge SimSport Bentley. What a grid, man. And here we go. They've got a little bit of time to go turn some laps. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over and turn on the autopilot and let that roll around track. I know, Hag. Good looking cars, right? Right? Oh, hey, Blaine, good luck, man. Got you already up on screen, dude. Don't worry about it, Hag. You're great. You guys are great. Thank you for stopping by, Hag. Really appreciate it. What have you been up to, sir? In fact, we're not even going to wait to find out what you've been up to. We're just going to give you a shout out to find out what you've been streaming lately. Let's do that. Been playing some iRacing, eh? I got to do the 12 Hours of Bathurst with Shane Rees and Chris Pennycook, and that was a lot of fun, man. You moved to YouTube? Dude. Is your YouTube link on your Twitch channel? I could probably just search and find you. Ben Nergard, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to round 2 of the 949 GT Sprint Series. We're getting ready for Monza. Blaine Hall, Al Truitt in the 27 Audi R8 GT3 out on track. Now I'm nervous being on TV. You should be. You should be nervous because you totally snowed Coasty under, making him think you were a Division II driver. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Carlos Guzman in the Arcane Racing Honda NSX. On approach to the second chicane right now. Part of the Guzman duo, Carlos and Jose. .45 cars in the server. 3 minutes left in free practice. Just your name without a space? I got you, man. I'm going to go look you up right now, actually. Have you looked at the Max 32 yet, Eric? You going to pull the trigger on that one? I would, but man, I just bought a house. I got a house payment now. Carbon, how's it going, man? Dude, I saw in Trackalicious's chat that you got your eye on another wheel that's coming out. Well, I'd be very interested to hear what it is, sir. I don't know if you're in the 949 Discord community or not, but if you want to throw me a DM, if you're keeping it hush hush so that you don't like spoil it on stream or anything like that, I'd definitely be. I love talking about kit. Carbon, I saw on Trackalicious's site. Are you not racing tonight? You still hanging out with family? I'll slide into your well. I'm gonna blush. So we got a minute 16 left on the clock for free practice. Luke Southall on top of the timesheets right now with that 48.097, boys and girls. I'm thinking Luke Southall is really here to really show people what he can do in Division 1. The 2-time, we've never had a 3-time champ. Never had a 3-time champ. You crashed on the Lesmos in free practice? Actually, let me check real quick, because I believe your livery uncooked cabbage was one of the ones that I loaded. Let me double check to see if I've got you showing correctly. Let's double check real quick. It's not a perfect science trying to get these liveries loaded. Oh yeah, you got the Wonder Bread. Never mind. Get with the Monte Carlo on the front, dude. That is classic. That is absolutely classic. You know what? I would love for somebody to hook me up with the Bill Elliott Konami, but put it on the Lexus RCF. That would just be like mint. What's up, Jixer? Yeah, getting the man, why can I not remember what that car was? I guess he did a lot of racing for Ford. Ooh, it's an ugly camera angle. Let's get that fixed. So max wait time flying laps do count. And just like that, we are in the pits. Getting ready to head out on track. So we do split qualifying in Season 8 of the 949 GT Sprint Series with one server. Again, 50 people were registered for this race. Don't know if we're going to get the full 50 or not. Division 3 and Division 4 drivers are going to go out on track first. Patrick McNickle and the Scrubs Go Racing rider out on track. Scientist Monkey, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it, dude. You got no track sound? Oh, let me fix that. Let's check what's caster in the setup menu mean. So what caster will be is it's the amount of angle that you pitch the tires forward or backward in the wheel well. And what it does is it creates heaviness in your steering, uncooked cabbage. Like if you have it pitched at an angle when you turn, you're actually kind of lifting the car at the same time. I didn't actually remember turning the sound off, but, you know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. You're watching round 2 of the 949 GT Sprint Series at Monza. Qualifying is underway. We're going to hang out here for a little bit of time, and then we're going to catch somebody at the front of the field getting ready to start a lap. Man, a lot of people in it. Cardo, how's it going? How are you doing, my man? Looks like we got Cole getting ready to go into first chicane. Mr. Cole Grease in the Adept Porsche Car 43. Exiting the first chicane, heading into Curva Grande now. Now, this is just flat out. This is a long right-hander. Some people like to take it a little bit wide before they come back over to the right before the second chicane. Here he is on the brakes, right at that orange paint at the end of the Armco barrier. Standing on the brakes, trying to get it to turn into that second chicane. Now, Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2. Not a lot of corners at Monza, but they matter. They matter a lot. A lot of people consider it a power circuit, and it has long straights, but long straights are indicative of one problem. Ruin an exit, bleed time on the straight. Out of Lesmo 2 now. Up through the gears. Into the Ascari chicane now. On the brakes, probably down to third. Cuts a lot of the chicane on the left. Dodging those sleeping policemen on the right side, runs it out wide, and now down the back straight away towards Parabolica. On the brakes after the 100-meter board. Interesting. And then bleeding, like trying to feather the throttle, keeping the car on balance before he can kind of like mash the throttle and get the power out of it. As he runs to the line and posts a 49, I believe that's an 820, exclamation point pit wall. If you want to pull up the pitwall.live live timing screen, you can use it. I mean, it's free. It's free to use. There's an anonymous account and a free sign-up account. It's a really good service. You guys should check it out. Turn autopilot back on. Jose Guzman taking the escape road through the first chicane. He's going to wait before he takes another crack at it. Long lap around here, so you're going to really want to get out there and try and get a banker before time runs out. Wow, big moment into the chicane. I think that there definitely had to have been a collision there. That was a big moment. I think I might have to clip that one. That was wild. Sheesh. That was wild, dude. Rogerio Santos, the Scuderia T-Rex Racing Team. One of the wild card entries in Division 3. Currently 1.520 off the pace in the draft of the Turn 1 SimSport Lexus, piloted by none other than Mr. Kyle Sisko. You know him as Cole Hawks on Twitch. Got a line going into the Ascari chicane right now. So, Patty McNickle on top with that 49.430. Then Cole Grease, Brevin Yesk. Who is SK? Is SK? Oh, Stephen K. Okay. You're a wild card. You're a wild card, Blaine. The Ryder rocket ship. Yeah. What's up, doggo? How's it going, man? Rooting for Cole? Sean Piner? That's a good question. I haven't seen Sean on the grid yet. Where is Sean? Oh, yeah, he's in the pits. Yeah, Sean's here. Steve who? Our Steve? Steve K. I don't know what the K is for. G Steve. Okay. G Steve K. That's Steve. Well, it's Steve. Guys, it's Steve. Let's look through the data right now and see if we can find somebody on a quick one. Will Campbell, actually. He's in the Sky High Beaver Motorsport Maka. How do you not know Steve? I don't know. Narrator. He doesn't know who Steve is either. Shane Martin, he's in the Logitech McLaren G Challenge 720. Carbon, how are you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're getting some good practice in for SRO. Shane with the big exit out of Ascari. That might, well, I don't know. Was that too far for a track cut? Will Campbell did go to the top of the timesheets with a 49.120. Times are starting to get quicker and quicker. JQ putting it 5th on the board with a 49.382. Get some let's get some good picture-in-picture action going here. We're in Audis, it's certain. Magic 8 Ball says 100%. You know what it's going to be like? You know what it's going to be like, Blaine? You're going to be pushing that car to its absolute limits. You're going to exit Lesmo 2. You're going to be carrying so much speed as you get ready to go into the Ascari chicane. You're going to break the right amount of pressure. You're going to cut just the magical amount of curve. And even under those circumstances, the car is going to get fed up with you.
I come out here and rough talk him and run him off.
And then into the wall you go. That's actually that's a Greek tragedy in 3 acts right there. Tanner Rogers, part of the Tritium Racing Crew, 48.90. I know, man. It's going to be nice. I'm glad to see more cars in ACC. Really looking forward to when they bring out those spec cars. The M2, the new Super Trofeo, the 488 Challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Tanner's running the Tech 1 colors, but he races with Tritium in the team championship. Both him and John Ezra managed to snag permanent seats in the 949 GT Sprint Series for Season 8. 30 seconds left in the first part of qualifying. Now, we have split qualifying in 949. Division 3, Division 4 is going to go out first, and Division 1, Division 2 will go out second. Will Bruner in the Firelight Esports AMG on approach to the Ascari chicane right now. Will Bruner actually running the World GT Endurance Championship for Tora! World GT if you're interested. They do have a race this Saturday. 2.5 hours of Mount Panorama. I want to thank you guys and girls, so much for being here on a Thursday. You guys are great. Will on the exit of Parabolica. He's trying to gain as much time as he can through the corner exit. Let's take a look at his delta right now. He's about even. Yeah, he doesn't improve his time or his position. Brevin Yesk's got about a 10th. Brad Severs actually has about 2/10 in the Severs Racing McLaren. Big Ben's still running things. You're absolutely right. I had the honor of streaming the season opener at Kyalami. That was a lot of fun. Brad on the exit of the Ascari chicane. Good luck. Yep. The Division 1, Division 2 guys are out on track now, getting their warm-up laps in place before they hit that line for the flyer. You'll be busy. Me too. That's why I'm not streaming the rest of the I might, if time permits, I might try and get another Toro race in to broadcast before the end of their season. But I'm not going to be able to do round 2 for sure, just because we're doing stuff with the move. So the Division 3, Division 4 guys are going to pull off track now. Let's find somebody. Blaine Hall. Into turn 1. Man, almost 50 cars, dude. 52.9 dead back. So Cabbage, head down. Keep a safe distance into turn 1. And try and make up places on people who are going to make mistake and be overzealous and run into one another. There's plenty of ground to gain just by, here, I'm going to move through. Yeah, let's get some more camera action pulled up. A lot of ground to be made up in just people making mistakes because we got a lot of cars on grid. Traffic is going to be a thing, but keep your nose clean. I mean, I tend to go softer on suspension. But I'm pretty inexperienced, so like stiff suspension cars, it's very easy for me to lose the rear end. So the thing with tuning, Mason, I would focus on pressures, dampers. Learning those 2 components will get you a long way. Into Parabolica now. Mr. Blaine Hall, Al Truitt on Twitch. You guys can go check him out. 48470. That's a quick one. Let's bounce around now. Who's got gains? Give me some gains. Nick Gonzalez. In the ProtoCharge SimSport Bentley. Nick has been pretty quick this season. Lacking just a little bit in the consistency department. Goes 4th fastest, though. 3/10 off the pace. Luke Southall, top of the timesheets with a 48.200. Sean Piner with 2/10 off the pace. Nick punches in at 4th. Adam State in 5th. Let's look through the field. Brandon Myers got 2/10 in the turn 1 M4. Again, Cabbage. Consistency. Race your pace. Okay? Consistency. Track awareness. You will make up so many places with just a little bit of track awareness. 2/10 still for Brandon Meyer in the turn 1 M4 as he heads down the track. Into Parabolica now. What's he looking like for gains? 3/10. Again, folks, pit wall's up. If you want to use the anonymous login, you don't have to actually create an account. You can just go over to our pitwall.live, exclamation point pitwall in chat. Check out the live timing and scoring. Joseph Kostovich, he's in the 949 Sim Racing McLaren, car 240. Heading into Parabolica now. He had about a half second, which would put him probably close to top 10. Goes 6th fastest, 6/10 off the pace. Chris Pennycook's got 7/10. Comes across the line, goes 24th fastest, 1.4 off the pace. Sam Ramsbottom is going into Curva Grande right now with 4/10. Just looking through the field. Let's jump to the top of the timesheets right now. Oh, man, this is... Wait a minute, we got to go over here. Headed down Parabolica right now, just soaking the draft. Luke Southall in the ProtoCharge SimSport Lexus round 1 winner. He aborts the lap. Interesting. Josh McKean, P2, ProtoCharge SimSport in the Aston Martin, exiting Parabolica right now, got 2/10 in the bank. Sean Piner in front of him has got 2/10 though, so it looks like Josh might pip him, but Sean's going to immediately bounce back and take that spot back unless he invalidates. Nick Gonzalez goes 3rd fastest. Blaine Hall in 4th in the Al Truitt Audi. Sean comes across the line and does take 5th back from Josh McKean. Zach Patterson, Season 6 champ in the ProtoCharge SimSport Honda, comes across the line 7th fastest, 5.28 off the pace. Volkan is flying. Where's Volkan at? Where's Volkan at? Oh, goes top of the timesheets in the Porca, ladies and gentlemen. 47.747. Volkan Bakirdan on Twitch. Go check him out. He's a good dude. Let's take a look at the timesheets. Luke Southall, though, man, he's coming back. He's got 5/10 in the bank. Is there a team game going on here? Is Josh giving him a slipstream? The strategic team game happening here. Where is speaking of team game, where is Felix at? Is Felix not racing today? Out of Parabolica now. I think that was a little bit of a little bit of team gamesmanship. 47.270. Luke Southall, top of the timesheets. Sean Piner, Crazy Rabbits Racing, does find another 10th on the timesheets. Brandon Meyer's got a 10th. Blaine Hall has a 10th. Blaine Hall does not actually improve his time. Must have been validated somewhere. Dan Tazaro in the turn 1 M4 now, headed towards the Ascari chicane. 1.8 off the pace, but got 4/10 in the bank. 4/10 would probably shove him somewhere around P12, right behind his teammate, Brandon Meyer. See if he can convert. Max wait time flying laps do count. Biggest gain out on track right now is Dan Tizarro for turn 1. 4/10. Does clock in right behind his teammate, Mr. Brandon Meyer. So the turn 1 NA folks getting it done. Looking for more gains on track. Sam Ramsbottom's got 1/10 as he heads into the second chicane. So right now, provisional pole, Luke Southall, and Volkan Bakirdan, Nick Gonzalez, Blaine Hall, Sean Piner are your top 5. Max wait time flying laps do count. Sam's aborting it. Just didn't have it. Ooh, James Brown's got 4/10. Exiting Parabolica now. 4/10 will shove him probably P19. There he is. Good conversion for James Brown of the Scrubs Go Racing family. And that is the grid, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump into the timetable. Actually, well, I done goofed. Now I got to wait until there's 30 seconds left before I can switch back over. But let's take a look at these timesheets right now. I really feel like Luke Southall had a big advantage with that draft from Josh McKean. But Volkan Bakirdan's going to be lining up alongside him on the front row of the grid. It's going to be a good battle into turn 1. It's going to be spicy. We got 46 cars on the grid going into round 2 of the 949 GT Sprint Series at Monza. The drivers had an opportunity to pick. They chose between Monza, Spa, and Barcelona, and they picked Monza. 5 minutes of session start time. Let's do a quick rundown from the grid. I think I can do this. Well, we'll just do it from over here. So, pole position for ProtoCharge SimSport in the Lexus, number 3, Mr. Luke Southall, the round 1 winner, the 2-time champ. It is going to be interesting to see what Luke can do with the Lexus around Monza, but he's going to have no easy contest with Volkan Bakirdan for Volkan Sim Racing Community in the 54 Porsche 911 lined up right alongside him. ProtoCharge SimSport in the second row of the grid. Nick Gonzalez putting the Bentley P3. We got Blaine Hall, the wild card entry, in the 27 Audi R8 GT3 on the second row of the grid P4. Then we got Sean Piner, the top entry in Crazy Rabbits Racing in the Porsche, the P3 finisher at Silverstone. He's 5th on the grid alongside Josh McKean, P2 finisher at Silverstone for ProtoCharge SimSport. He's in the Aston Martin. We got ProtoCharge SimSport Honda, the solo entry, Zach Patterson, the Season 6 champ. John Ezra, newcomer, just got a permanent seat in the 949 GT Sprint Series with Tritium Racing in the M4 GT3. P8 on the grid alongside Adam State for Scrubs Go Racing in the R8 GT3. We got Joseph Kostovich for 949 Sim Racing in the 720S. 10th on the grid alongside Brandon Meyer in the M4 GT3 for Turn 1. We got Dan Tizarro, Turn 1 NA Pro. He's in the M4 GT3. P12 on the grid next to Matt Minning. He's in the Aston Martin car 918. P13 on the grid. We got Chris McNickle for Scrubs Go Racing alongside Kevin Blanchett and the Sky High Beaver Motorsports Lexus. Ed Kerstetter for 949 in the 720S P16 next to Brevin Yesk. Brevin Yesk, top Division 3 entry in the grid, it looks like. In the 217 P17, Tanner Rogers for Tritium Racing in the Lexus. He's 18th on the grid. We got James Brown for Scrubs Go Racing. P19 grabbed it at the last second with that 4/10 gain. Leapfrogged, I believe it was like 6 spaces to get into P19. Luciano Yads for Madhouse in the Aston Martin car 99. 20th on the grid. Chris Pennycook for 949 Sim Racing. He's in the Aston Martin. P21 on the grid. Will Camel, lateral G. He's in the 720S for Sky High Beaver Motorsports. He's 22nd on the grid. Cole Gress in the 43 Adept Porsche, 23rd on the grid. We got Sam Ramsbottom. Sam Rambo in the 720S for Karimba Bimba, 24th on the grid. We got Steve K. He's in the 720S. Top Division 4 entry in the number 11 car, 25th on the grid. JQ in the 21 Lexus, 26th on the grid. Patty McNickle in the Ryder. He's 27th on the grid for Scrubs Go Racing. Will Bruners in the Firelight Esports AMG entry, folks. Also running the World GT Endurance Championship for the Online Race Association, ! World GT in chat. They got a race this Saturday. Peter Greaves, homeschool racer on Twitch TV for ProtoCharge SimSport, 29th on the grid in the 720S. We got the Crazy Rabbits M4 entry, Chemo Sith, none other than on Twitch TV in the 727. He's 30th on the grid. We got Carlos Guzman. He's in the Honda NSX GT3 for Arcane. He's 31st on the grid. Justin Beachley, he's in the Aston Martin, also races with Tracklicious, ! TSR in chat. They've got a GT4 race that we're going to be sending you guys over to right after this one. He's 32nd on the grid. Paula Brady for Scrubs Go Racing in the 48 Audi. Brett Kolb in the 720S, car 22, 34th on the grid. We got Jose Guzman, the other Guzman brother, in the Honda NSX for RG Racing. He's 35th on the grid. Tyler Kozlakis, he's in the number 9 Porsche 911, 36th on the grid. Brad Sievers, Firelight Esports in the 720. He's 37th on the grid. We got John Rowley in the 404. He's in the 720S, 38th on the grid. John Espiritu in the Lamborghini Huracan, 39th on the grid. Only got, 6 more entries? Shane Martin in the 720S. He's 40th on the grid in front of the Division 3 wildcard entry, Rogerio Santos in the T-Rex McLaren, 41st on the grid. Kyle Sisko for turn 1 in the Lexus. Mr. Colehawks on Twitch TV, 42nd on the grid. We've got Venkat in the 991 Mark II Porsche 911, 43rd on the grid. Shane Rees in the 911 car 950 for 949 UK, 44th on the grid. We've got Reyes in the 82 BMW M4 GT3, 45th on the grid. And wildcard entry in Division 4, Mr. Mason Hart in the 720S. He's in the Wonder Bread, car 26, 46th on the grid. Now they're going to take their full formation lap right now. Let's go ahead and click over real fast. Sorry I did that with the keyboard, folks. All right, Guy, how's it going, man? I'm just catching up with chat. Had to do the grid walk. Just reading back through chat. Joe, bro, how's it going? King Rhino. No Muff or Gingy? Yeah, I don't know where Muff's at. Gingy actually had to pull out of the series. But we hope to see him again. He's a good dude. Really quick. Really like watching Gingy. You get some coffee. My throat gets parched after long grid walk like that. Deer on track. Percentage of red flag chance. I'm gonna say 0. I'm gonna say the reason why I'm gonna say 0. Like, we got 46 cars on the grid headed towards turn 1. You have to drive with your brain for the first few laps. You just have to. You got 2 chicanes, one after the other in sequence. To be honest, I feel like we could end up getting cleanly through the first chicane, and then actually have Calamity strike in the second one because people will kind of get relaxed, a little too relaxed. So hopefully we can just get people just, using their head, using their noggin. It's going to mean a lot for people to be sure and, have your thinking cap on. Oh, Muff, man, I'm so sorry, dude. That's unfortunate. What is thinking? Carbon. Don't be silly. So here we go. Now it's going to be a long. If I can't remember exactly where in the rundown they actually go green. But they're lined up side by side now. So Luke Southall, Volkan Bakirdan. Volkan's got the outside line, so he's got the racing line entry. But Luke Southall's got the getaway speed and straight line speed in that Lexus. I think it's going to be a very interesting turn one. We're going to have to, keep our eyes peeled and watch. I'm going to close my screen down, give you guys the full screen experience while we get ready for round 2 to be underway. Thank you all so much for hanging out, by the way. Really appreciate it. Here we go. We're green. Round 2's underway. Monza. Oh, man, Luke gets the boomer start, and here comes Volkan into turn 1 with a almost like a real clean entry into turn 1. But here's what matters, under braking now. What happens? Blaine gets a little bit of a tap. Oh, and he gets knocked straight. So at least he's going to take some damage. Looks like we had a number of cars. Looks like there was some contact, but I'm not entirely sure. It does look like Southall did make the getaway. Where actually is Volkan? He get punted? My broadcast app, because there's so many cars on track, my broadcast app is kind of like losing its marbles right now. Okay, so Volkan looks like he got the clean getaway. I was focused in on the calamity that was happening into turn 1. We do have Josh McKean right now, about 9/10 back from Blaine Hall. Let's ride on board. Ooh. Actually, that wasn't too bad of a start. I've seen worse turn 1s. I've seen a lot worse turn 1s. I've actually been responsible for worse turn 1s. Blaine crowding out Josh McKean. It's going to give Josh a little bit of... It's going to have to back up a little bit. Checking in with the race leader, Mr. Volkan Bakirdan. Again, now, so the Lexus is going to start to stretch its legs. It's got a little bit more of a straight line speed advantage than the Porsche here, and you can already see him starting to close in. Is he going to be close enough to make the move into turn 1? Here he goes. He backs out of it. Just not quite close enough. Volkan had a very good exit out of Parabolica, but Luke Southall, man, that Lexus is going to be hard to hold off. Let's move back through the field. Zach Patterson. He's got front row seats between this battle between Josh McKean and Blaine Hall through Curva Grande. He's been live for 8 hours. Everybody, go follow that man. Seriously. Into the second chicane we go. Man, that is wild. Look at this. Look at this. This train, man. On the bonnet in the M4. The NA Pro M4. That's Adam State in front of Brandon Meyer. So we got Meyer, Adam State, Piner, Patterson, McKean, Hall, and that's a pocket of cars. There's about 2.5 seconds between Hall and Nick Gonzalez. Look at him going through Ascari chicane right now. I want to look through the data. It does look like we've got about 4 or 5 cars that had to go into the pits. Will Campbell, James Brown, Patty McNichol, Tyler Kozlakis, and Steve Kay. Believe it or not, man, 5 cars going into the pits after lap 1 of Monza. Yeah, 0 Ferraris in the field. You're right, Carbon. So Luke Southall must have got the move done into turn 1. You sign up for it and run it, no problem. Exclamation point site if you're looking for signups. We are in, we do have a full lineup, Joe, but we do take reserve drivers. We actually have 4 wildcard entries in this race. What we do is if a registered driver, it can't show for like real world reasons or something like that, we'll do an all call from the reserve drivers to kind of pick or to first come first serve to register as a wild card entry. If for some reason a driver drops out of the series, we'll offer the spot up to a reserve driver in the order in which they registered. So this is where I think the Lexus is going to start to stretch its legs. But here's the thing. It's a 1-hour race, and there is a mandatory pit stop involved. Volkan's going to be aiming for that consistency. He's not going to let just Luke run away with it. Ed Kerstetter on the defense against Mike Menning in the Parabolica. I think he got around in turn. Whoa, oh man. Manning had a moment there. I'm thinking he got around him in turn 1, Carbon. Nos. He hit the Nos. Chris McNickle on the inside. I believe that is the Arcane 217 entry. Brevin Yesk. Lexus straight line speed is really pretty good. People say it's a weak car around Monza. I don't really feel like it is. It's a weak car in my hands because I'm bad. Brevin's got to go to the escape road. Gonna definitely lose out on some spots. Safe rejoin, though. Back to the fight between Blaine Hall. Look at this. Blaine Hall is holding up between P4 and looks like P8. Like a cork in a bottle. Carbon, man, thank you so much. Appreciate it, dude. Enjoy the meal. Let's actually jump on board from the perspective of Mr. Piner in the Crazy Rabbits Racing Porsche. Thank you all so much for hanging out, by the way. You're watching round 2 of the 949 GT Sprint Series at Monza. I'm Whelpcakes. Season 8, Dealer's Choice. Thank you for the follow, Pinky87. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the show. Ooh, crowded exit out of the first chicane. Sean's in the draft of the Honda. These looks like Josh and Zach. Is that Light Victor? Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it, man. So Sean's got to give him some space. Oh, man. Little oversteer moment on corner exit, and that is going to give Josh a little bit of advantage into Lesmo 1. Adam State's just lurking in the background. Ready to just pick up the table scraps. Jumping back through the field now, Kevin Blanchett in front of Cole Grease in the 43 Adept Porsche. I believe he's the top Division 3 entry right now. Pitting here to get out of traffic might not be a bad idea. Problem is that eventually you're going to run into blue flags because you're going you're going to end up getting lapped by the main field, and then you're just going to start bleeding time. So, Joe Bro, the reason why there's someone in a rider is because it's Patty McNickle, and that man is a legend, and don't you dare come for him. 0 Ferraris, I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Not surprised. Let's jump back. I want to go check out some of the Division 4 fights going on. Division 3, Division 4. We've got the wild card entry Prithvi Venkat in the 199 Porsche 911. Exiting Ascari right now. He's got, I think that is, that's not Stephen K. That's one of the Tag Heuer Porsches. We've already got a number of drivers that are pulled into the pit stops for their mandatory early on. Could have been strategic. Could have been getting repairs from the lap 1 carnage. Let's ride on board with Volkan, man. This fight's starting to get spicy. Ooh, a little oversteer moment for Luke. Does the Lexus have the straight line speed to pull away even after that mistake? Just keeping him honest. Losing the slipstream against Lexus is going to be hard to come back from here. I think the strategy is going to be, I'm looking right now at these, at the standings right now, between like Blaine Hall and the rest of the field right now. What I think is going to happen is I think there's going to be a strategic pit that's going to happen. I don't think there's people that are probably running half and half. I would not be shocked if we have people running like 3/4 fuel towards the end of the race. Well, Nick Gonzalez is not slow, Joe. He is not slow. Consistency gets a lot of drive-through penalties for track limits, but in terms of like single lap pace, like Nick is extremely quick. So see, Vulcan's gaining on Luke in Sector 2. The difference between the Porsche and the Lexus around here, Lexus is a little bit more of a bruiser. It's straight line speed. It's a little bit more of a blunt instrument. With the Porsche, to like drive it around here and be quick and effective in it, it's more like a scalpel. Like you've got to be surgical in how you take the corners. I mean, Luke is surgical. Don't get me wrong. Check back through the field now. Seeing Carlos Guzman out on track. Looks like he's taking his mandatory pit. Joseph Kostovich and Mike Menning going at it. Kosty taking the defensive line into turn 1. Bringing that fade back over. 1.5 off the pace, or excuse me, 1.5 back from Dan Tizarro in the 999 for turn 1. Quick reminder for everybody, we do have more GT racing for you after this broadcast. Track Alicia Sim Racing has their GT4 League, the Winter Championship, Let me take a look at their site, actually. I'm kind of curious, like, what they've got coming up next. I usually have their event channel popped open so that I can immediately, like, find out. There it is. Oh, Bathurst, man. Doubleheader at Bathurst GT4s. It's going to be awesome. Something happened to Meyer? Let's go find out. Ooh, Meyer is falling down the order. Oh, no. Has he got damage? He might have some damage. Oh, no, that is a big break in the hood there. He's just cutting a Scary. Just trying to be safe about it, trying to get the car, keep the car on track. Nick Gonzalez is actually catching up to the race leaders. Zach Patterson did find his way around Blaine Hall finally, but I think it's because Blaine Hall took the pit stop. Blaine Hall doing us all a favor, ladies and gentlemen, by pitting early, giving us that canary in the coal mine, metaphorically speaking, that we can use to kind of figure out from a pit perspective where everybody is going to transition as they go through the pits. Exclamation point pit wall, by the way. We do have live timing up and running. I'm going to actually pull up Mr. Hall's pit stop right now because I'm curious about his time. So it is a 25-second timer. You do have to serve 25 seconds in the pit box. But then after that, if you decide to take tires, it's an extra 5 seconds. Now, with the grip levels that Chris was talking about in the free practice session, beginning of the broadcast, I wonder if graining, tire degradation, I wonder if that's going to be a factor for these guys or not. 43 minutes, 56 seconds left. Looks like a 1:15.671 for Mr. Hall. Cole Grace again in the, I think it's Cole Grease, actually. I should probably learn how to pronounce his name correctly. In the Adept 43 Porsche, headed down the back straight towards Parabolica. He's got the Arcane Motorsport Aston Martin entry, Brevin Yesk. Adam State going into the pits. He was kind of to the back of that back of the pack. So let's actually take a look if the undercut allows Mr. Blaine Hall. Where's Blaine Hall at? There's Hall. Let's pull him up. Hit that track map. Look at that field. Holy cow. Oh, Shy Guy, your last broadcast, but dude, you're going to school. You're going to get the work done. It's going to be good. You'll be back. I have a seat. I have a seat right over here. I'm bummed you missed the race too, Muff, man. Real world stuff comes first, though. Seriously. I know it's disappointing. So passes the 14 and the 31. So he's going to stay out in front of Adam State. Oh man, we got fights all over the place, dude. John Ezra in the M4 for Tritium Racing. He's actually kind of in a little bit of no man's land right now. Oh, he's got blue flags, that's why. Switch over to Josh McKean, actually. Josh McKean trying to chase down his teammate. But dude, man, you get to work on spaceships. It's not stupid. It's important for science. What just happened on the second stream? That is a good question. What did happen? I was watching Josh on the entry into turn 1. Still keeping it close. Let's jump around and take a look at some of these other fights out on track. Looks like Chris McNickle in the Scrubs Go Racing Ravens Reptiles with the Ukrainian flag on top of the Audi R8 GT3 going into the Ascari chicane, trying to pull away from Mike Minning. 8 tenths back from Joseph Kostovich in the 240 for 949. Chris McNickle in the top 10 right now for Scrubs Go Racing's Ravens Reptiles. Into Parabolica, see if he can maximize his exit. I'm looking on the left side. We do still have mandatory pit stops for a majority of the field that still have to take place. I'm looking at those top 5 runners. Real curious to see what happens. Again, thank you all so much for joining us. You're watching 949 Sim Racing Community. I'm Whelpcakes. Coasty has caught up to Tez. You know what we haven't gotten a shot of yet? Let's get some rear wing shot action. We're going to lift it up a little bit. It is one big battle, man. The track is as much of the race as the cars on track, right? Like the people around you that you're racing, like they matter. They're a big deal. But at the same time, the track itself is a pretty big deal. I love endurance racing on a track like Monza because it is so deceptive. Not that many corners, power straights, but the thing is, Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2 matters so much. Exit out of the Ascari chicane, exit out of Parabolica. It's just, you get those exits wrong and you just lose time. It just falls away. So Volkan has lost some ground on Luke Southall, now about 1.5 seconds back. Coasty is keeping Tez honest in the M4. Mr. Mike Minning in the 918 trying to chase down Chris McNickle. Had to do work on a new system that's coming up soon. Well, dude, man, that's still cool stuff. I love technical work. Brandon Meyer trying to recover some places after taking some damage. The M4 looks pretty good after going into the pits and getting the repairs. He's got his mandatory pit stop out of the way. 35 minutes, 54 seconds left in the race. He's trying to move through the traffic. He's got the 199 Porsche entry. I believe that is one of our wild cards. Prithvi Venkat. Sean Piner for Crazy Rabbits Racing on his out lap. Oh no, Sean's out. Did Sean die? What happened? What happened to Sean? Moving through lap traffic now. Coasty losing ground to Tez. Tez is skating off into the distance there. Actually, Mike Menning and Chris McNickle catching up. So Blaine Hall, P18. Currently 35 seconds back. Got a lot of clear air between him and Cole Grease. That could be what Blaine needs. I kind of want to take a look at Blaine's pit wall data real quick. Let's pull that up. Where's Mr. Hall at? Looks like we got some more action in the pits. Joseph Kostovich, Dan Tazaro both taken to the pits. Must have crashed. That's unfortunate. Chemo. Let's check in Chemo. Where's Chemo at? Currently P26. Has taken a mandatory pit stop. Currently 6/10 back. 7/10 back from Carlos Guzman. Drive-through penalty for Kyle Sisko. So Chemo Sith does have his mandatory pit stop out of the way, about halfway through the field. Looks like Kostovich might have leapfrogged Tazaro in the pits. Tazaro's still on the jacks. Tazaro's not moving. Tez has got damage. That's unfortunate. Nick Gonzalez in P3. Let's take a look at where is Mr. Hall now. Yeah, F's in chat for Kyle and for Tez. Tez was racing so good too. So Blaine, he's just now approaching Lesmo 2. But it looks like the 28 of Ed Kerstetter. Oh, he's pulling into the pit box. I'm looking at the number 1 car in the pits. Currently sitting stationary. Number 1 car is moving, so it looks like Blaine Hall is going to miss out. Not going to be able to nail Nick Gonzalez with the undercut. Chris McNichols in the pits as well. Blaine Hall did find his way out in front of Joseph Kostovich, though. So Blaine Hall still serving a wonderful purpose by giving us that canary in the coal mine that we can use to kind of gauge where people are going to be in relation. Ed Kerstetter cycling out of the pits right now. Who's he going to cycle out behind? Cycles out behind Will Bruner. I don't think that's for position. There goes Blaine Hall. Blaine Hall has got a fight on his hands because Ed Kerstetter is a beast. Chris McNickle on his outlap as well. Race leader, Luke Southall. Got about 2.3 seconds on Volkan Bakirdan. We're at about the midway point. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. You're watching the 949 GT Sprint Series Round 2, Monza. It's Season 8. Dealer's choice is the game. After this race, the drivers are going to have 24 hours to pick what is the track for the Round 3 Pit Precision event next week on this channel. So Menning, Rogers, and Greaves all in the pits. John Ezra, Tritium Racing, he's been doing pretty good. Was a wild card entry for round 1 and for the qualification race, but ended up getting the permanent slot when one opened up, both him and his teammate Tanner Rogers. So Tritium inside the top 10 right now. There are still pit stops to come for, I believe, well, Tanner's got his mandatory out of the way. He's starting to fall down the order, but John still has yet to take his. Volkan and Luke both going in the pits at the same time. Now it's a matter of strategy right here. Who's going to get on the jacks and get off and out first? Who's going to get those get the fuel taken care of? It is a mandatory 1 liter of fuel and a 25-second wait in the pits. Extra 5 seconds if you take tires. Let's look through the data now. Oh, the 82 car is off track. What happened over there? What happened over there for the 82? Daniel Reyes. Off track at Ascari. Did he go in the wall? Hopefully not. He gets it back on track with no drama. Zach Patterson in the pits. John Ezra in the pits. Where's Nick Gonzalez at? He's just now coming across the line. Both Zach Patterson and John Ezra are still in the pits. So it looks like Volkan might have lost about a second in the pits to Luke. I'm going to take a look at the pit wall data while we turn on autopilot on the main camera. Take a look at the action on track. Enjoy, folks. You're watching the 949 GT Sprint Series Round 2 at Monza. I'm going to take a look at this data and come back with some answers to some questions. We're back, folks. On board with Chris McNickle in the Scrubs Go Racing Ravens Reptiles, pulling away from the 199 right now. I believe that's a lapped car. Mr. Venkat, the wild card Porsche entry. Currently 3.9 seconds back from Ed Kerstetter. Let's take a look on track. Field's starting to stretch out a little bit. I was looking through the data, and it looks like we have Looks like only one entry that has dropped from the race, and that is Sean Piner. It does look like Brad Seaver is still out on track, but it looks like Brad might have taken some damage. Ed Kerstetter behind Luciano Yads. Kerstetter's trying to keep up with Menning. Into the second chicane. Luciano on the inside. Brett Kolb's in the Vodafone McLaren. He's just letting Brandon Meyer go. He's going to get in the draft. Try and follow Brandon into the Ascari chicane. Into Parabolica. Brandon Meyer just trying to recover as many points as possible in the team championship. Turn 1 NA Pro. Teammate Dan Tazaro. Where's Dan at? Dan's currently P20. 2.8 seconds back from P19. Next in his sight, Shane Reeves has got Brandon Meyer looming large in his window. P18, Sam Ramsbottom in the Karimba Bimba McLaren, duking it out with Adam State from Scrubs Go Racing in the Audi R8 GT3 side by side through Parabolica.
Any real racer. It
That's
don't
right.
matter if you win by an inch.
Just ask
or a
any
mile.
real racer.
Winning's winning.
How's it going, Mossap? Adam State gets it done. Sam Ramsbottom, though, has got some good straight line speed in the McLaren. Adam's going to have to go defensive into turn 1. I'm doing pretty good, man. We're just hanging out. Round 2 of the 949 GT Sprint Series at Monza. 23 minutes left in the race. And just a quick reminder for everybody, we do have GT4 action with Tracklicious. Doubleheader. Bathurst coming up right after this. Be sure and hang around. We'll throw it over to Tracklicious. It's going to be Mr. Shy Guy 98's last stream announcing for Tracklicious Sim Racing. So be sure and go over there and give him some good support. Looking through the field for other close fights. What we got going on? Let's jump up. Kevin Blanchett still has yet to pit. Luke Southall has pulled about 5 seconds on Volkan. So it's Southall, Volkan, Nick Gonzalez, Josh McKean, Zach Patterson. So we've got, on the current pit stop cycle, we've got 4 out of the top 5 currently held by ProtoCharge SimSport. John Ezra about 10 seconds back from Zach Patterson. Good showing from Ezra. Now permanent mainstay in the 949 GT Sprint Series for Tritium Racing. Ooh, here we go. Where's Homeschool at? Mr. Homeschool Racer. He's got a battle right now. Cole Grease in the Adept 43. Oh man, that is a harsh exit for Homeschool. He's really going to lose out. Let's see if he can battle back. Oh man, we got a pocket here. We got Tazaro, Adam State, Sam Ramsbottom into the second chicane. Oh, Adam got a lot of the inside curb. I wonder if he just lost it. He lost a little bit of pace to Sam. What a fight, man. That is such a good fight happening right now. Let's take a look. Top Division 3 driver right now, Brevin Yesk in the 217 for Arcane. Currently 7.4 seconds ahead of Cole Grace. And right now on pit stops, we've got Justin Rowley in top of Division 4. But let's take a look back through the field. Justin Beachley for Trackalicious Sim Racing in the 18, currently 4.2 seconds back from Shane Martin. So on pit stops, it looks like Steve K in Division 4 might be the top spot, followed by Jose Guzman. And let me get my face out of the way so we can take a look. And Brett Kolb are your Division 4 leaders right now. We're going to jump back to this fight now between... Where is he at? I saw him just a second ago. Adam State. Trying to catch back up to Sam Ramsbottom. From the Dash Pro Cam of the 31 for Scrubs Go Racing Ravens Reptiles. It is a good race right now, Tex. How have you been, sir? It's brutal, man. But man, is it really producing some good hard racing? These drivers are really they really have to use their head. They really have to think about things. You can't just brute force your way through some corners. Although right now it looks like it's about to get brute force through here into the Ascari chicane side by side. But Sam's got the angle, but it looks like Adam might have the exit. From Sam's angle, side by side into Parabolica. Wow. Peter Greaves is trying to catch Cole Grace right now. 2.239 between Homeschool and Cole. Cole Hawks had to take to the escape road. Wonder if he might be experiencing some brake fade. Checking in with the race leader now. Currently 5.7 seconds back, or 5.7 seconds ahead of Volkan Bakirdan. We got Luke Southall. Volkan Bakirdan for Volkan Sim Racing Community. Nick Gonzalez for ProtoCharge SimSport. Josh McKean and Zach Patterson also from ProtoCharge SimSport. That's your top 5 right now. We got 17 minutes, 4 seconds left. Another quick reminder for everybody. We've got some good endurance racing on the weekends. Coming up this Saturday, Exclamation Point World GT. TORA, the Online Racing Association, is doing the World GT Endurance Championship Round 2, 2.5 hours at Bathurst. Should be a really good race. Be sure and check that out. Also, Exclamation Point Enduro in chat. The 949, or Trackalicious 949 Winter Endurance Championship. Round 3 at Nürburgring. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Should be a fun race. Be sure and check out both of those events. Joseph Kostovich navigating the traffic right now. Currently 5.7 seconds back from Blaine Hall. Mike Minning about 4.3 seconds back from Joseph Kostovich in the 949-240 McLaren. Glad to see you in chat, Tex. Anytime, man. Anytime. We try to keep it fun. We try to keep it spicy. Dealer's Choice, man. Season 8, it's been pretty spicy. Drivers got to vote, and they picked Silverstone for round 1. They got to pick between Monza, Spa, and Barcelona for round 2. They chose Monza. at the end of this race. They'll have 24 hours to pick the next track for round 3, and it's going to be a pit precision event. So 1 hour sprint race with 2 mandatory pit stops. Should be a lot of fun. Where is Mr. Blaine Hall now? Mr. Blaine Hall, 1.4 seconds back from Ezra in the Tritium Racing M4. To the first chicane. Ooh, car 949 getting dealt the drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is unfortunate. Chris Pennycook getting dinged. It's going to cost him some places. Tanner Rogers is actually catching Mr. Peter Greaves. They are side by side in turn 1. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Been a wonderful audience. Hope to see some of you back next week for the Pit Precision event. Still waiting to find out what the track will be. If you're looking for the calendar, exclamation point site in chat. 949.racing is the site. We do have 6 more rounds after this one, but the tracks have yet to be determined. Tanner is letting that Tech 1 Racing Lexus stretch its legs. Ooh. Looking through the data right now. Let's jump back through the field. I'm kind of curious towards the back of the field. Do we have some close fights happening? Let's go check in with Steve K right now. Top of the leaderboard for Division 4 right now on track. 5 seconds back from Carlos Guzman. He's got quite the buffer between him and Justin Rowley. Justin Rowley running long. Cycled out second in Division 4 in front of Jose Guzman. The overcut for Justin Rowley might have paid off in dividends. Dan Tesaro in the pits again. Hopefully that's not terminal damage for Tez. Here's somebody who's on a recovery drive right now. Brandon Meyer is trying to gain as many spots as he can. Headed into the Ascari chicane. Currently behind Shane Reeves in the 950 for 949. John Ezra's got to put his foot down. You still get points for finishing. I think you get 10 points for finishing, if I remember correctly. Let me double check that, Tez. I think you actually have to finish a certain race distance as well. I'm looking right now. Yeah, 10 points. It still says 10 points in the rule book for finishing. Let me double check SRGP real fast. Oh no. And it's chugging. Yeah, it looks like 10 points for finishing the race. And keep in mind, Tez, you're helping out Brandon in the team championship. Like, you two are punching in 10 points in the team championship. Actually, it's all based on the overall points, if I remember correctly. Let me look at that real fast. What is the overall points for finishing? Oh, it's still 10 points in the overall. So if you finish the race, you still get 10 points towards the overall, which is 10 points towards the team championship. So it matters. Blaine Hall lost a lot of ground to John Ezra all of a sudden. Meanwhile, Nick Gonzalez is starting to catch up to Volkan Bakirdan, who's 7 seconds back from Luke Southall, but there's 1.3 between Volkan and Nick. Looking through the field right now. Brevin Yesk. Top Division 3. Currently 3/10 back from Chris McNickle in the Arcane Motorsport Aston Martin. Field is really stretched out, folks, for this one. It's going to be kind of like a little mini endurance race here to the end, because a lot of the field is stretched out by more than a second. But we're getting towards that last little bit of the race. We've got less than 9 minutes left in the race. It is definitely to that point where brain fade can catch you out. Can really catch you out. Can like right there, Chris McNickle having to cut the second chicane. Not sure if that's going to factor in for a track cut penalty. Chris McNickle's trying to get into the draft there, because if he can get into the draft, he can start to pull away from Brevin a little bit. And the thing that's different this season, folks, with the championship, the team championship being based on the overall, is we don't have that situation anymore where, well, we do have the situation, but the thing that was a kind of a big deal in previous seasons was you didn't really want to race people in your class, or not in your class, outside of your class. But in the team championship, it's based on overall. So overall finishing positions, it means everything for your team championship. Carlos comes back out on track right in front of Kyle Sisko. Carlos was about 2/10 back from Steve K, but now he's going to have to build that back up. And Kyle Sisko in the draft, moving over on approach to Lesmo 2. Brandon Meyer did find his way around Shane Rees and is continuing to move through the field. Round Curva Grande now. What a move. What a move by Shane Rees. Brandon Meyer bringing the fight back to him, though. Brandon Meyer, I bet he got out of Ed's way because Ed was coming. How many on track right now? Well, we only had one retirement last I looked. I think we have 2 retirements now. We have 3 retirements, actually. We've got Sean, Corey Appleby in the Tag Heuer Porsche, and Brad Sievers in the Firelight Esports Maka. I want to go up and look at Nick Gonzalez right now, who is 1.2 seconds back from Volkan Bakirdan. So it looks like we might finish with 43 on track, Mossap. Started with 46. Ed Kerstetter in the top right corner of your screen in the 949 Sim Racing McLaren. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out. It's been a really good race. We got 5 minutes left. Luke Southall in the lead pretty much from the word go. I think that was James Brown off track at Ascari. Sam Ramsbottom in the pits. I hope that's not terminal. Oh, is that Volkan? Yeah, Volkan running into some blue flag traffic, slowing him down a little bit. Nick Gonzalez has closed that gap down significantly. Let's actually take a look at Volkan's car. Is he fighting with damage? Car looks clean. I wonder if it's just tires are leaving him. I don't know, but Nick Gonzalez is now a threat. So got a little bit of the kitty litter, but I think Nick might have followed him through. But Nick's got a good draft now. Oh, I think he moved out of it too soon. Yeah, cost himself. If he'd have stayed in the draft a little bit longer, might have been able to take the lunge right at the last minute. A lot of oversteer, a little bit of bounce problem from Nick on corner exit of Parabolica. That's going to give Volkan a little bit of breathing room. That's critical for Volkan. Struggling to get that Aston Martin through turn one. Both of them, actually. Both Kevin and Mike were seemed like they were suffering a little bit to try and get the car to stop. Wonder if tire degradation is starting to be a factor. Ooh, oversteer moment for Volkan. Nick had one too. I think Volkan's got to take the defensive line this time. I don't think he's got a choice. Squeezing him. On the outside. Into turn one, man. They are side by side. Volkan's just not giving. Oh, no. Unfortunate, man. Volkan got turned there. He's got damage for sure. It's going to be white flag, though. He's just got to try and hold. Can he hold off Nick? I mean, did he take too much damage? And Nick is quick. Luke Southall going through Lesmo 1 and 2 right now. Volkan's just trying to hold off Nick. Nick takes a little bit of a wide exit. Oh, wow. Justin Beachley. Oh, wow. What happened there? Man, that cost Nick big time. What happened there? This guy right here. Exiting Parabolica 2 in a row for the 2-time. Luke Southall for ProtoCharge SimSport taking the win at Monza. Volkan Bakirdan hard fought. Had a fight with Nick Gonzalez in the closing minutes. Nick Gonzalez is going to come across the line in third. So Volkan Bakirdan with Volkan Sim Racing Community in second. Nick Gonzalez in third for ProtoCharge SimSport. Josh McKean going to take a fourth-place finish. That's a good points haul for him. Zach Patterson with ProtoCharge SimSport, the Season 6 champ, coming across the line in fifth. John Ezra. First race in 949 as a mainstay for Tritium Racing in the 55 M4. Slated for a 6th place finish. Good result for John his first time around as a True Blue registrant in the 949 GT Sprint Series. Blaine Hall, the wildcard entry, coming across in 7th. Altrude on Twitch TV. Got Joseph Kostovich for 949 Sim Racing coming across the line in 8th. Kevin Blanchett, Sky High Beaver Motorsport in the Lexus with a 9th place finish. Mike Minning, Chum Motorsport, 10th place finish. Ed Kerstetter in 11th. And we got Chris McNickle with Scrubs Go Racing. Ravens Reptiles coming across the line in 12th. Brevin Yeskin 13th. Tanner Rogers, he's going to come across the line in 14th. The other Tritium Racing entry. Peter Greaves, Homeschool Racer on Twitch, 15th when he crosses the line. Adam State in 16th for Scrubs Go Racing. Ravens Reptiles. And that's pretty much your field, folks. Let's get switched over to the garage, pull up that timetable. What a race, right? Luke Southall taking another win. Let's see if we can get the top 3 in for interviews, if that's possible. Let's see if we can get an interview from the top 3. So here I got Sprint. I got Sprint Race Control. Where's the other race chat? I forgot where the other race chat is. I don't know where I am. Fantastic race. Luke Southall with the win for ProtoCharge SimSport. Off to the races, man. He's got a good lead going into the first 2 rounds. Volkan Bakirdan getting a 2nd place finish. Good result for Volkan, especially with the Porsche around here. It's not a strong car in terms of straight line speed, but Volkan really taking that car and punching above its weight, coming home with a 2nd place finish. Got to be happy with that result. Let's get, actually, disconnect this. Save these highlights. Let's see who we got in, perhaps. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second. Let's do... Nick Gonzalez rounding out the podium. Got a ProtoCharge SimSport P1, P3. Top 5 finish 4 out of the top 5 for ProtoCharge SimSport. So a good result for them in the team championships for sure. All right. Let's see who we've got. Let's get P3 in here, Mr. Nick Gonzalez. We'll start off with him. Let's move him over to the interviews. Where is Mr. Nick Gonzalez? How's it going, man?
It's going great.
Good race, man. That was a hard fight between you and Volkan there at the end. But man, you made it super spicy for us there at the end. So that was good.
Yeah, no, when he was getting all that traffic and I was just trying to like creep up on him a little bit. And then I got really close to him. I'm like, you know what, man? It's the end of the race. I haven't gotten a podium in a while. I should probably be cautious. No. I'm going to try to get second place.
All right.
But then, then some guy spun somewhere in Ascari. And then that kind of ended our battle a little early. But you know what? It was a great battle. I had a lot of fun.
That's good, man. Dude, so in terms of like straight line single lap pace, dude, you have been one of the quickest out here.
Yeah.
I think the thing that has been kind of a struggle for you is the consistency, because you got a few drive-through penalties in round 1. But this race, you seem to really kind of like tighten things up. You really took the fight to the front of the field, and again, making that play for P2 there at the end seemed like it seemed like you really had it figured out. Is the Bentley in particular feeling pretty strong for you this season? Does it feel like the right season for you? Like what's the difference maker between round 1, round 2?
I think the biggest difference is just like my overall confidence, like my mentality. I've been really trying to focus more on like track cuts and trying not to get them, pit strategy, pit stop, so I don't get the stop and goes, because I'm like, okay, I have the pace, so I have to stop working on the pace because I have that. I just need to stop getting drive-throughs and stop goes.
It's huge, man. It's huge if you can clean it up. And it looks like for Monza in particular, like you had it figured out. So that was kind of what your strategy was, just focus in on your consistency?
Yes, basically. That was this race, just consistent.
How's it feel with the ProtoCharge boys this time around? I think this is your 3rd season racing with us with ProtoCharge?
I think this is my second one. But yeah, no, racing with the ProtoCharge boys is awesome. They've been very supportive. Even when I've been getting like a lot of drive-thrus, they've been trying to push me to get better. And I think that's what kind of made me like wake up finally and just like work on those drive-thrus more. And I'm hoping this season I can go the rest of the season without a drive-thru.
That's a good goal.
That's the plan, yeah.
That's a good goal, man. Consistency will lead you to some excellent on-track action and some excellent results. I hope you can stick with it, man, but that was a good result. Your first podium with us in 949, I think. All right.
No, I had one in Suzuka in the rain.
Ah, yeah. I forgot about that one. The big brain plays. The big brain plays in the wet. But anyway, congratulations on the podium finish, man.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you in round 3. Good luck, man.
Yes, you too. Thank you, man. See you.
All right, let's get Volkan in here. He's got me on mute. Volkan. Hey, Volkan.
Sorry.
It's okay. No. Don't worry about it. Man, dude, that fight at the end between you and Nick, that was some spice.
That really was. I'm really, really sorry to Nick. I definitely squeezed him a little too much into T1, and that's totally on me, but it was still a great fight and good times for sure.
Man, let me tell you, you look like you were really punching above your weight with that Porsche. It felt like to me, in terms of straight line speed, it felt like a slower car out on track, especially in terms of straight line speed advantage from the Lexus, which actually I thought a lot of people complained about it being weak at Monza. It did not seem like a very weak car. Both Kevin Blanchett and Luke, I mean, we're talking 2 top 10 runners in the Lexus. The Porsche for you at Monza, how did it feel?
Well, there is no denying that the Porsche does struggle a bit with straight line speed. You really have to sort of go into driving it here with that as an understanding. And for my setup, I was running a very, very low wing setup just to be in some way competitive to some extent in the straight line, which compromises its ability to basically be as nimble as it normally can everywhere else, you know? So to be honest, my whole sort of strategy for this race was knowing that there really wasn't a chance for me to hold back Luke, even though I got ahead at the start of the race.
Yeah.
My whole sort of overall goal was just to try to stay with him in the slipstream as much as I can to gain that top end advantage while also pulling away from those behind. So when Luke eventually did catch up, like I didn't fight it at all. Like it just really wasn't a point because we were just going to get bunched up again, and I would have just been left crying in the distance.
Still, though, man, it looks like with the strategy, the approach, and stuff like that, getting a second place finish in the Porsche at Monza, that's a good points haul for you. How do you feel with 2 rounds of the championship in the books? Do you feel like this is a good recharge your batteries? Because I mean, Monza's not a strong track for the Porsche, but you know we got pit precision coming up for round 3. That could be like a nice, tight, twisty track. How do you feel going into the rest of the championship?
Well, I would say that regardless of what track comes up, I feel confident enough with the car to be competitive with it, no matter where we go. Yeah, the high-speed tracks in general aren't the best for the car, but the car in general isn't inherently terrible at the tracks. It's just it's way more deadlier because you just have to compromise the behavior of the car so much. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it was P4 last week with one little hiccup in the middle of the race, and P2 this week. I'm feeling good. So, and like I said, congrats to Nick and Luke for doing an amazing job, man.
Man, it was such a hard fought battle, but man, you did the Porsche proud, and man, that was such a good result, and you got to be happy with that, man. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you can do in the Pit Precision event. Good luck with the rest of your season, and hope to see you at round 3.
Thank you so much, Welp, and thank you guys again, Welp, obviously for commentating, and everyone else in the back end of 949. This obviously takes a lot of work, and you know, I appreciate you guys for orchestrating all this. So,
thank you very much, sir. Good luck to you, sir, and have a good night.
You too, bud. Have a great one.
All right. And now the man of the hour. Quite literally, because it's an hour-long sprint, right? Luke Southall, 2 in a row. Your season is off. It is hot. Like, how are you feeling right now, sir?
Pretty good, I guess. Good first 2 results, nice points all. I felt like that was a race where I actually had like a car advantage, so I had to win it basically. You know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't going to win that, then I would have been disappointed, basically.
You were going to leave. You were going to walk out of there and try to not leave any points on the table. So the Lexus had the speed advantage. How did you feel though at the start of the race? Because Volkan got out to quite a large lead with that kind of tangle up in turn 1. I don't think you got into any like damage or any kind of contact, but it definitely looks like just the shuffling of the order gave Volkan some space. Did you just like settle in? Like, what was your mentality after turn 1?
Well, I wasn't too like worried about the start, other than just trying not to get any damage or anything, because I knew the Lexus has a good straight line speed advantage over the Porsche, and I felt pretty confident in the pace I could put in if I needed to. So I wasn't too worried if he got ahead of me, and then I was sleeping at the start. Honestly, I didn't think it was time to go green, and it went green. So.
Man, yeah, that start was tragic, dude. Like, you just started like falling back. I was like, what happened here? But at the same time too, like immediately it seemed like you settled into a rhythm, and almost like from lap 2 onward, it was just like you could just see slowly reeling in Volkan until you were finally really well in the slipstream, and then it got a little bit quicker and a little bit more hesitant, but it sounded like Volkan went in with the mentality that he wasn't going to hold you up. That said, you kind of showed up. You won the race that you needed to win because you had the car advantage. How are you feeling next week with pit precision being on the calendar?
It's wet, isn't it, next week, I think?
Let's check the calendar. Yeah, let's pull that up real.
The bigger thing, because I don't think the car's very good in the wet.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be wet and 25 degrees for pit precision. It's going to be a noon race start time, no time acceleration. So it's going to be like whatever you see on the weather radar is going to be like the full chunk of it. It's not going to be accelerated in any capacity. It's going to be interesting to see what tracks pop up. Any particular tracks that you're dreading if it does go like to be a very wet race?
I don't know. Other than the tracks that I just don't like anyway, like Snetterton, I don't like Zolder, I don't like Imola. I guess none of those tracks just because I generally don't like them. But I mean, I don't know where the car would be good or bad, really.
But that's the thing, though, man. You're going into a pit precision event in the wet with the Lexus, and the Lexus still does, if I remember correctly, still does have a kind of a bit of a wet weather advantage to other cars. Not the best, but it's also not the worst.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent bit off, or a bit off the best. At least I gave it a quick go in the wet, like before the season, and I was significantly faster in like a McLaren or an Aston or something.
Okay.
Or Merc. But I have to see. Maybe I can play around with the setup and find something. Who knows?
Be very interesting. So you and the ProtoCharge guys are off to a very hot start. You guys had 4 out of the top 5 from this race. You had multiple finishes in the top 5 for round 1. How are you guys feeling this season? It seems like you guys are kind of picking up exactly where you left off. Very strong results. The team championship is back, and I'm pretty sure the Alpha ProtoCharge offering is going to be right up there at the top with the points all you're bringing in. How are you guys feeling this season?
Feeling pretty good. Just having fun, having a good time. Nice to see Nick have a good race and not get a drive-through.
Yeah, I was talking to him about that. I was like, consistency, man. That's got to be the key. And he said it now, so you need to hold him to it. No drive-throughs the rest of the season.
He said it in round 1. He said round 1 he was going to get no warning, so then he got a drive-through in like 15 minutes. So
I think he got 2 drive-throughs in that race, which was unfortunate. But that said, no drive-throughs this race. Podium finish for Nick. So 2 podiums in 949 history. So you guys have got a nice little bolt of lightning in the works there. But yeah, man, you guys really took the fight to everybody out on track, and good results all around. Congratulations, man. Looking forward to seeing you in round 3, man, and hope you have a good rest of your week, okay?
Yeah, you too, Phil.
All right. See you, man. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to put round 2 in the books. Let me go back and read through some chat here because I was missing that while we were talking in the interviews. Hope you guys enjoyed those, by the way. Thank you all again so much for being here, participating in chat. Being a part of round 2 of the 949 GT Sprint Series. Again, the drivers are going to get their 24-hour polls going to pop up in chat, and they're going to get to pick from 3 tracks for round 3, which is pit precision. If you're looking for the calendar information, !point site. Getting ready to send you over to Trackalicious Sim Racing right now. Let's go ahead and get that music fired up. Cardo, man, thank you for the kind words. Blaine, sorry that your wrist is bothering you, dude. I hope you can get some, put some heat on it, maybe. For me, in particular, when I'm dealing with kind of like nerve-related things, I tend to put a heating pad on it. Tends to help out. I use it a lot for my legs. But yeah, man, I hope you get to feeling good. Again, wild card entry, man, that kind of result the first time around in 949, that's nothing to shake a stick at. Again, you're not Division 2. I don't know what Coasty was thinking, but good result all around, dude. Seriously. You shouldn't feel bad at all. Same for you, Tanner, man. First time racing. You're actually a mainstay now with the Tritium bunch. Good result as well. Hope you had some fun. Again, yeah, you can be too safe, but at the same time, too, you're kind of learning the series. It's a large grid. Monza is pretty treacherous, so you shouldn't be too down on yourself for that. And Cabbage ended 33rd. Happened, but Monza happened, but I'm going to proudly take it. Good result, man. Started stone last and ended up 33rd on the grid. That's a good result, sir. Let's actually take a quick moment, real quick, before I go. Let me pull up the data from the highlights. I've still got that here. So if we're looking at the divisions right now, so Luke Southall, Volkan Bakirdan, Nick Gonzalez, top 3 in Division 1. If we're looking at Division 2, let me pull up that spreadsheet real fast. I want to run through this real quick if I can. There it is. Division standings. All right, so if we're looking at Division 2, so we've got Blanchette. I think that might be... Oh, no. John Ezra taking the top spot in Division 2. First time out. Good result for John Ezra for Tritium Racing. And then we've got Blanchette and Menning. Well, actually, Blaine Hall, the wildcard entry. But in the division actual scoring, Blanchette and Menning are going to be your second and third in the division runners. So congrats to them. Division 3... I'm looking at Brevin Yesk, man, finishing 13th in the overall. That's a good points haul for Brevin. And where was next on the order for him? Oh, Tanner Rogers, and then Shane Martin, top 3 for Division 3. Good results for everyone there. Steve K taking the top spot in Division 4, followed by Justin Rowley and Jose Guzman. Good result for those chaps as well. Real good stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We're going to get ready to send you over to Tracklicious Sim Racing. They got their GT4 doubleheader at Bathurst. Lots of friends of 949 Racing in that event, including the man himself, Beltan, 621, the Godfather 949. He's going to be in the AMG for 949. Go over and say hello. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Hope to see you all again next week for round 3. Pit Precision of the 949 GT Sprint Series Season 8 Dealer's Choice. 3 tracks on offer. It's time for them to pick, make the choice. Until next time, we hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, leave space for one another out there. Go say hi to everybody from Tracklicious. We'll catch you all next week. See you later.